I never know how to intro these things. How do I get started? Okay, so I wanted to talk about characters that have emotional connections, or the sort of the empathy type characters. Specifically, I want to talk about Star Trek and X-Men. There's two characters that really stick out, is Counselor Troi in Star Trek Next Generation. She actually can read emotions. That's part of her alien telepathy kind of ability. And then there's Professor X in X-Men, who can read thoughts and be really connected to people. And I wanted to just go into how I liked those characters, and also there's more characters, but those abilities. I think it's a really interesting ability how they make Professor X not just a mind reader, but they make him go very deep into the core of someone. He goes into their memories and their feelings, and it's so much more than just like a spooky psychic. I think it's really great how they use sort of the full depth of his powers. And, Counselor Troi, I think a lot of people I see her get made fun of, and they don't know what to do with her sometimes. They run into, even the actress says, how many species out there are immune to my powers? A lot of them happens where it's just they kind of got stuck. We can't just have her know everything all the time. But I thought it was a really interesting character that is so much more connected and understanding of people, to kind of be able to really read them. And I think that Star Trek and X-Men do a really good job with that. Mind melding, the Vulcans, they can mind meld, and they kind of sometimes swap emotions when they do that. Whoever was, there's a lot of episodes, so I might be remembering one, but whoever was angry becomes, calm, and the angry person becomes, or whatever, I'm getting out, you know what I mean. But just the way that that's kind of done is in really just feeling people. Tuvok doing it to somebody who was a serial killer basically, and it calmed him to be able to get just a sense of balance and stoicism for a little bit. He was then able to be at peace. It was a really I really like that episode of Star Trek Voyager where that happens. It's a great character, and unfortunately he doesn't continue in the series for very long, but it was interesting to see that this guy went from that, and he's like, no, I've had it. I've had the taste of it, had enough of it, so he could continue to be that way. And then there's a character of Rogue in X-Men. I think Rogue is very interesting in that she, not only, I think her stealing power is interesting. She touches Colossus and she can go metal, she can touch Wolverine and she can heal herself. That's really cool, obviously. But they have that other aspect of her, which she has the people in her head, that when she touches them, they're still kind of there. There's this after effect. I just really appreciated characters like that. I just, think, that's a great element to explore and look into, is these emotions, and all of them, the ranging of them, and to be able to really explore someone else's emotions, to get into their head. I think Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy, she's an interesting character. I'd love to see more with her and explore her powers a little bit more and what she can do. But I don't want to see these, Star Trek and X-Men, get away from that. I think it's way too important. Hold on to these things, because it's always kind of lingered and existed in Star Trek with Vulcans and Counselor Troi, and then more Vulcans and Voyager. I think DS9 got a little bit away from those kind of things. They had a little bit with the changelings being able to kind of connect and stuff, though. And X-Men, yeah, the psychics, being able to do so much more with, yeah, you can move stuff with your mind and all that, you can make force fields, but these other sort of dreamlike realities, the notion of repressed memories and incorrect feelings towards something, and feeling someone else's feelings, and fear, and all this stuff that you can play with and joy. and bringing out joy in the X-Men First Class movie Magneto, where it's like he felt so happy again, my own old memory. I just really appreciate that stuff, really love it, and if anyone has more examples of that, that'd be cool. Like, leave it in the comments, like, let me know. But also, yeah, please, if you're involved in X-Men or Star Trek, don't get rid of these characters that can connect to emotions. I think they're very, very powerful. They can be a great tool for a writer.